Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, me. I'm torn between shooting foxes and deer. We've got hunting YouTube, we've got news Stump, we have got Hallo Charlie. First, Andy Crow wants to know just how far he can shoot a pigeon.
There's one coming in the decoys with my cartridge bag.
What in our brain tells us to lift our barrels to one bird and to let the next one fly by? There must be some sort of subconscious range limit mechanism that whispers, "You've got no chance, mate." Well, we've decided to gauge the range-finding accuracy of a couple of unwilling volunteers.
65.
You reckon? Yeah, I was saying about 70.
Lupton and Crow, or to avoid a lawsuit, Lupton and Crow.
How far was it? What?
I don't know now, it's gone.
Oh, no, yeah.
We find them having a range-off, where Andy is hoping to shoot some birds with his 12-gauge Bettin Solly as Roy gauges the range with his Zeiss rangefinders.
The whole reason for coming out today is not to embarrass myself trying to shoot pigeons, but what we're going to do is we're going to be watching Andy shoot. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding and discrepancies in people's estimation of range, especially when they're shooting birds, whether it be driven pheasants or whether it be pigeons. So what we're going to do today is try and get a bit of a feel for, when we're pigeon shooting, just what sort of ranges we're dealing with, and really what sort of ranges we can shoot pigeons effectively and humanely at. So, you know, I think that's really what we want to try and get out of today.
Of course, Andy has shot these fields for years and has paced out a number of landmarks to create a mental range arc out to where he feels comfortable taking a shot. This bird dropping into Gatwick is 1,157 metres above us. As a warm-up, Roy tests Crow on his pattern.
How far out would you say you are there?
At 29, 30?
Yeah, 31. So that's the extended right-hand range of your pattern.
Yeah.
And then we've got to the extreme left. Let's just double check that. That's 30 as well. So yeah, we've got a nice arc of 30 yards on the pattern. I'll tell you what, you're not bad at this game. You're 30 yards on your furthest flapper there, and you're 30 yards on your furthest decoy on that side.
About right.
Yeah.
About where you want to be.
Now time for some shooting. The readout from the binos is fast enough to get a few results. Crow has been pretty accurate, and there have only been a few that have caught him out.
It's about 45 yards, I expect.
And even then he says it was a small bird, so looked further away than it was.
What range was that, would you say?
I said about 55 yards.
Sorry?
About 55.
38.
Was it that old?
Yeah. I would have thought that was further.
Yeah, I would.
That's quite interesting, that. So we just had one then that Andy shot, and looking at it, I would have said it was, you know, further than it was. We've got the range on that one exactly as Andy shot, and it was 38.
Furthest pigeon I've ever shot.
How big, 6 inches? Where do you reckon you are now?
55?
Yeah, 54 on that one is the drop. So the one that was shot at 38, that dropped at 45.
48?
What do you reckon?
48?
46. So yeah, you're about there on that one. So everything's there has dropped. So the furthest was 48 with the drop. So again, you know, that's what you want, and that's the whole reason that Andy does his patterns the way he does, with a 30-yard pattern from the hide, and then everything's hopefully within a good killing range.
To end our morning, and much to Crow's annoyance, he hates anything getting between him and a pigeon. We bring out the Firebirds for another distance test. Just how far will his game bore shells travel with a quarter choke?
Right, David has got a perspex sheet out and set up some Firebird targets out there, and we're going to shoot it, and we're going to start off at 60 yards, walk back and just see how effectively a shotgun pattern will break those at that. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be effective at producing a humane kill on a pigeon, because we're not doing anything to test on the penetration and the damage that it's doing, but literally just to see how effective the pattern is at hitting something at that range. That was effective.
The first attempt is at 60 yards. He aims straight at it and they explode with no problem.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to move back to 80, have another go, and we'll just see exactly what that does. If he gets them on that one, then we'll try and push it a little bit further.
Now 80 yards. This time the Firebirds explode with his second shot.
About 3 inches on the top of it. First one I aimed straight at it, and then the second shot I was about 3 inches on the top of it.
So at 80 yards we're getting a slight pellet drop, but there's still enough punch to set the birds off. But it's at 100 that things get tricky. 20 shots at the target and nothing doing.
Exactly the same setup as most people would do their day's pigeon shooting. And we've now had 20 shots, easily 20 shots at the target, and we've just not been able to break the Firebirds. Now we're seeing shot string hit into the horizon line in front of us here, and there's definitely shot getting out there, but it's not having an effect. So, you know, the actual killing range of the cartridges and the setup that we're using is definitely not effective for that range.
Effective range is the first thing you assess before lifting those barrels, but a bird's flight path can be deceptive, especially when it's just got sky behind it. However, by pacing out your pattern, using tree positions and knowing the limits of your shells, you'll have a much better idea whether or not that bird is living dangerously.
And what do you reckon that is?
Thank you, Mr. Crow. Thank you, Mr. Lupton. Now someone else who's better at a distance. It's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. Footballer Zlatan Ibrahimovic has shot a moose. The PSG striker reportedly took advantage of a mid-season break to shoot a 500-kilo moose during a hunting trip to the R ski resort. He says it was a heart shot, one bullet, back of the net. Meanwhile, Fox News in the USA has brought out a list of Hollywood stars who hunt. They include country singer Luke Bryan, punk singer Avril Lavigne, and actress Rosie Huntington-Whiteley and Ava Longoria. Only 17% of people in Britain feel it should be legal to shoot a deer. That's the conclusion of research published recently in UK newspapers. Just 63% said it should be legal to kill mice, while 81% thought rats ought to be killed. More level-headed research now from property consultant Strutt & Parker and shoot finder Guns on Pegs. Their annual game shooting and fishing census reveals facts such as pheasant shooters pay an average of £619 for a day's shooting. 91% of shooters are male and 73% of them expect refreshments when they arrive on a shoot day. Texas cheerleader and TV hunting host Kendall Jones has held her 2014 Hottest Hunter Award. After speculation that some British eye candy might create an upset, Crow, Lupton, Pilbeam and Marchington have been ignored. Fix. Astonishingly, this moose, Trey Moore from North Carolina, who fooled Jones by using face paint to cover his disfiguring acne, took the top prize. #BooChickaWowWow. There's a new e-petition to allow ownership and use of .22 caliber rimfire pistols in Britain. To sign up, click bit.ly/22pistols. Elections in the Australian state of Victoria saw the Shooters and Fishers Party gain 2 seats. The ruling Liberal and Labour parties and even the Green Party lost seats in the election. Hunting's becoming an election winner, as this TV debate shows. Both the Labour and Liberal politicians speak out in favour of duck shooting.
I must say my view and the view of my government is different to yours with respect to the sport of duck hunting.
Poland has announced plans to wage war on their ever-increasing wild boar population. Their numbers have increased by 150% in 10 years. Foraging boars have become a familiar sight in city suburbs as they target rubbish bins for food, so much so that experts warn they now pose a danger to the public. This year's boar season will therefore run for 7 months instead of the current 3. Hunters will also be allowed to shoot younger animals. And finally, an American hunter got a shock when he checked the deer that he'd just shot.
Oh, that is awful.
Not quite as dead as he thought. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Now let's see what you lot have been up to. It is Hallo Charlie.
Hello Charlie, Marcus here from County Down out in the bay for our morning's flight.
Hello Charlie, nice cold Sunday morning, just taking care of a few magpies.
Hello Charlie, Mark Stratton here, out on a cold but gorgeous morning in the new year, out after a muntjac.
Hello there Charlie, it's David. Oh wait a minute Charlie, it's Dave here. Alright Charlie, we're just outside Stump doing a wee bit of rough.
Hello Charlie, Jamie and Louis have been ferreting a 100-yard hedge, got 18 today.
That's it. Please send me your Hallo Charlies via Facebook, YouTube, Dropbox or email charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Thank you for those. Please keep them coming. Now, I've been off on a perilous mission to save lives. A slice of rural England, a wood in Somerset, a winter evening. Who am I going to save? Will it be these? Or these? Fox or Rhodo, whichever it is, I have all the kit to do the job. I'm going to be using the new Browning X-Bolt with stainless steel barrel and Dura Touch armour coating. Ammunition is the Winchester Ballistic Silver Tip in .308, which promises to be good on deer, antelope and black bear. It has got lead in it. The tip is polymer. The coating is oxide with the trade name Lubilox. So let's give it a whirl. The other kit I want to show off today is the chair. It's a carp chair and it is so comfortable. It means I can only see 270 degrees in front of me, but there's a road behind me, so that doesn't matter. Called a Daiwa Mission Deluxe, it keeps me warm underneath and allows me plenty of room to operate the rifle and the binos. That's the plugs over with. What about the animals? Well, there's not much around. The first customer is a bit small. The next one is a bit out of season, but rewind. Let's have a closer look at that. Yep, that's a keeper. It was as I was going home that my luck changed. No, I didn't shoot it with a .308. The dog got it. So a happy ending for the fox, the roe, the trees, safe in their plastic covers, and of course, the chickens. Well, you may have noticed that during that item I was extraordinarily comfortable thanks to my carp chair. Owing to an oversight in the Fieldsports Channel procurement department, we bought 15 of these for an afternoon event. One's gone to Sporting Shooter editor Dom Holton, one's gone to Sporting Rifle editor Peter Carr, one's gone to David to keep him warm on the new Stump, and I'm keeping this one. It means we've got the rest to sell, and we wondered if you, the viewer, would like to buy them. Normally they're £60. We're knocking them out at £45, including postage. Link is on the screen. Now, to get people to buy things, you have to show they're comfortable. I think I've done that. You have to show they're easy to use. You have to provide music and slow motion. Maestro, please. Now to the rest of the world of hunting and shooting on YouTube. It is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer, and we are mainly about birds this week. Who says a long film can't be popular on YouTube? High bird shooting featuring Dave Carey Water Priory Part 1 is doing well for views, showcasing high bird shooting intuition. In some countries it's a pack of duck. In North Dakota, USA, it's a swarm. Eric C. gets in touch about his channel, which features this film of mallard coming into decoys. Here's some remarkable shooting sent in by 260 Rips. Long range crow shooting sees him take a bird at an incredible 842 yards. Nicholas Frisk sends in a video of himself and his brothers after teal on an early September morning in Sweden back in 2013. Despite beautiful clear skies and no wind, they bag 15 birds and enjoy the magical September sunrise. Ollie Mort sends in his video of 2 days walked up rough shoots in December 2014 in the Glens of Antrim, Northern Ireland. The second day is the one that produces the woodcock. Leo van Hazerbrook asks if I'm interested in his video of pigeon shooting. I am indeed, Leon. good shooting. Timaru Crew 2 Rod and Rifle Red Deer Hunting Rafting New Zealand has our mate Josh James Kiwi Bushman filming the Timaru Crew plus Hamish and Nathan. And finally, Plinkster Outdoors has an interesting take on squirrel shooting. He is using 22 LR tracers. That's it for this week. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, we are back next week. Look out for Airheads coming up later this week. Please subscribe. Please go to our webpage, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, or pop your email address into our constant contact box, and we will constantly contact you about Fieldsports Britain. It's at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. This has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.